So this achievement requires you to complete a simulated universe run with exactly 0 fragments, which means that you're going to need to spend all your fragments on upgrades at the third hurdle respite. So unfortunately, this is purely an RNG situation, and there's really no quick way to force it, since you're forced to fight enemies and elites along the way, which will always drop fragments. So it's a little bit tough. You can, however, reduce the RNG factor a little bit and bring it a little bit over to your side, as long as you know what you're looking out for. So essentially, because we know the goal is to spend every remaining fragment at Herta's third respite, and we know that every gold blessing costs 160 fragments, blues cost 130, and greys cost 100, we can determine some set values that will guarantee that we are able to finish on exactly 0. There is, however, a curio that can appear during your run called the Faith Bond, which does reduce the cost of upgrades by 30%, which can make the calculation slightly more difficult to figure out, as it does bring the cost of the golds down to 112, the blues to 91, and the greys to 70. But while it does make it a little bit more complicated to calculate, it does actually increase the likelihood of obtaining the achievement overall, as the total combinations that are able to reduce down to 0 are now significantly increased. So to make things a little bit easier for you, I've made a little table here that you can refer to. It lists total fragment values and purchases required to bring that value down to 0, and with and without Faith Bond. Essentially, if you arrive at Herta and you pop open this table and your total fragment value is not on the list, you won't be able to hit 0. So it's fairly straightforward to use. For example, here, if you rock up to Herta and you've got 360 fragments and you're on a regular run without Faith Bond, according to the table here, you can see that 2 blue purchases and a grey purchase will bring you down to 0. Or let's say you're running Faith Bond and you rock up to Herta and you've got 294 fragments. So that's 2 golds and 1 grey. So hope that's useful for you guys, and good luck.